and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lilu if you haven't met me already, and we do adventures all around the UK, just me and my little dog Romeo. And currently we've got an exciting big massive project going on where I'm actually self-converting my own camper van out of a Citroen Relay. I feel slightly crazy doing this. It's a massive project to do on my own and I'm just winging it basically. And so I really appreciate anyone who's come along for the journey. Now in today's video we're going to talk tyres. Because unless you've got a fully kitted out garage or a bottomless bank or a boyfriend that's moonlighting as a mechanic, you're probably also winging it like me. So today I'm going to talk to you about the spare tyre, where you can find the spare tyre, how you can make sure it's in good condition, and also the big debate of whether it should be alloy or you should just keep it as a normal wheel. Also, where is the best place to put the spare tyre? Is it underneath where it normally is, or should we hang it on the back door? I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of all of these things, and if you've got your own van and you're doing what I'm doing, you might not have considered these things. So let's talk about it in today's video. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Say hello in the comments. I love to chat to you all, and come along with me on this journey. Hopefully you might learn something, or if not, you might just like roll your eyes and think this girl is crazy. Yes, I am. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so listen, I'm not here to flex chrome wheels, I'm not here for fake sponsorships, I'm just here building my van, and I'm doing it on a budget, I'm doing it completely on my own. As you can see, there's things going wrong in the background, and I'm going to be fully transparent as to what I genuinely think is the best thing for my particular build. We're going to weigh up pros and cons together, and I'm going to show you the progress step by step. So I'm going to go and locate the spare tyre on this van and take a look at its condition, and I'm going to take you with me, and I'm also going to show you what I've been doing to the wheels that already are fixed on the van, because I've weighed up the options of alloys versus the original wheels, and as much as I'd like this van to be looking top-notch, we've really got to be realistic about what it's going to be used for and the budget that I don't have. So here is the spare tyre. It's hitched underneath the chassis at the back of the van, and as you can see it is covered in rust, which is pretty normal when they're underneath. What you do need to be careful of though is whether you can detach the tyre from the underneath, because sometimes they fuse to it with rust. So this is something I'll be checking out later on with this particular tyre. Okay, so let's talk pros and cons about the wheel being underneath the chassis. First of all, that's where it's meant to be. That's where it's designed to be by Citroen. That's where you find the wheel on the manual. It's neat and discreet. Once it's placed there, it's just out of the way. You can kind of forget about it, which is a bit of a double-edged sword. It also helps to balance the weight out on the van. It's put in the proper place, it's underneath, it's not going to affect any weight issues. It's also kind of protected from the UV rays, the sun, and any kind of damage from weathers. Okay, so let's talk about the cons. Because it's underneath the van, it's also going to be exposed to all the grime and grit and dirt that's on the roads as well. It's going to get covered, it's going to get rusty, and the little spring and things that attach the wheel to the chassis, that could get fused onto the wheel with the rust. So accessibility wise, for a solo female like myself, I might really struggle when it comes to taking that wheel off. It might be rusted into place and it's going to be tricky to get to. It's also going to be really time consuming to get it off the chassis as well. And I'm also probably going to forget about it. I'm going to forget it's there, I'm going to forget to check the condition of the tyre regularly as well. Okay, let's talk about the pros of having your spare tyre on the barn door at the back there. First of all, it looks super cool. It's great for that off-grid camper vibe look. It's also easier to access. I myself would probably find it much easier to lift the wheel off the back there rather than crawling underneath. It's also not going to get so rusty, it's not going to have that awkward attachment underneath the van, and it's going to be a constant reminder that I need to check it for its condition. Now on the flip side, the cons are it's going to be very heavy and it's going to be hanging off the hinges of the barn door, which could cause damage over time to the door and the hinges. You've got to make sure you've got a proper heavy duty rig for it, and probably anti-theft bolts on it as well to stop it getting nicked. The wheel on the back is going to be exposed to all kinds of weathers, although it's probably less likely that it's going to go as rusty as it will do underneath the chassis. It costs money to buy the rig to get it supported on that barn door as well, and it's a bit of a job and a faff to do. So for my camper build at this moment in time, I've decided to leave it underneath the chassis. However, I will at some point be taking it off and giving it a good clean up and tidy and check its condition and put a bit of rust prevention on there before it pops back on. I don't want to come to the time where I do need to use it and find that it's actually fused under the chassis because of the rust. So I will need to check that, but that's not going to be today. So what I've decided to do with the wheels is to put some cure rust on it first to convert any bits of obvious orange flaky bits of rust, but also take the rust away as much as I can, the flaky bits, with these little wire brushes. I've brushed it as smooth as I can, got chipped away all the bits of flakiness, and then after the cure rust I've then put the oxide primer on, the red primer, and this one has been curing for about 2 days now. So I'm going to then paint this one with black hammerite and the other wheel at the front of the van as well. The other two on the other side I left because I just wanted to test it on these two wheels first. And then I'm going to do the other two wheels today as well, hopefully. It is sunny on that side of the van, so they should dry quite quickly. If you hear the noise, it's Whisper again. She's driving me insane today. The other day I locked her in the garage because she's silly and she snuck in there without me realising. So she spent the night in the garage and now she's just being really needy. She has been fed, believe me. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do with these wheels. We're not putting funky alloys on them, and I will go through the reasons why in a bit. So this is why I decided to avoid the alloy wheels on this occasion and stick with my steel ones. Alloy wheels look nice, but steels are tougher and cheaper. Steels are already load rated for a heavy camper, easy to repair if you bend one, and you can just hammerite them back to black. Alloys can crack on potholes, cost more, push up insurance, and salt eats them fast. For a van build, steels with good tyres are usually the smarter, lower stress choice. So when it comes to checking tyre condition, you want to make sure you've got at least 1.6 mil of tread depth on your tyre. Now ideally you don't want to go lower than 3 mil on a tyre, especially on a van as big as this. And also you want to look for any cuts and cords and bulges that are visible on the surface of the tyre. But what you're looking for is at least 1.6 mil of tread depth over 3/4 of the breadth of the tyre around the whole circumference, and that will make them legally safe but also safe for you to drive in bad weather or, you know, on dirt roads and stuff like that. So I've checked these tyres, they're in really good nick, they're quite recently fitted on this van anyway, and I'm just making an absolute messy job of painting them with black hammerite. So we'll come and check on them later once they've dried and maybe put another layer on today or leave it for another day. So for now I'm just going to tidy up, and I'm waiting for the Noma.com second delivery of the electrics to arrive. FedEx were meant to be here any time today, which is my day off, but of course I've been listening out for a delivery all morning. I've now come round the back. I'm hoping they realise I'm round the back, but I'm going to start tidying up the van because as soon as they've been, I can go to B&Q and get some more plywood so we can make the electric board to shape, ready to fit all the electric bits and pieces on. So I'm going to leave this video here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this has helped you understand a little bit about the spare wheel on a van, how to locate it, and talking about the pros and the cons of whether you'd want it underneath or on the back door. And also, are you going to change them to alloys, or are you just going to keep the original ones and paint them and make a mess of them like I did? Well, the choice is yours. I shall see you in the next video.